Vishnupad Paramahansa Paripracharya Astorashar Shri Shrimati His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paripracharya Astorashar Shri Shrimati Bhakti Siddhant Goswami Maharaj Ki Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 10, Text 21. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one shall offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of God and Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, and unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author, compiler of this great literature. Nasta prayesu abhadresu nityam bhagavat sevaya Bhagavate uttam shloke bhaktir bhavati nashtaki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And love in service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Yadatmani nirlokam Atmanam chaditriksa Nirbanehi akshani tasya Jyotish chaksur gunagraha Yadatmani niralokam Atmanam cha didriksata Nirbanehi akshani tasya Jyotis chaksur gunagraha Yadatmani niralokam Atmanam cha didriksata Nirbanehi akshini tasya Jyotis chaksur gunagraha Yadatmani niralokam Manam cha didriksada Nirbanehi akshini tasya Atmanam chatati Nam chadidriksatam Yakshanitasya Yadatmani niralokam Atmanam chadidriksatam Nirbhinei akshani tasya Jyotish Chakshur. Mataji's. Yadatmani Niralokam. Nirbhineyaksinitasya. Jyotish Chakshur Gunagraham. Yadatmani Niralokam. Ekshata. Jyotish Chakshur Gunagraham. Yadatmani Niralokam. Word to word meaning. Yada, while. Atmani, unto himself. Niralokam, without any light. Atmanam, his own transcendental body. Cha, also other bodily forms. Didrikshata, desire to look upon. Nirbhine, due to being sprouted. He, for, akshani, of the eyes. Tasya, of him. Jyoti, the sun. Chakshu, the eyes. Gunagraha, the power of seeing. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Thus, when everything existed in darkness, the Lord desired to see Himself and all that was created. Then the eyes, the illuminating God's Son, the power of vision, and the object of sight all became manifested. Purport. The universe is by nature dense darkness, and therefore the total creation is called tamas or darkness. The night is the real feature of the universe, for then one cannot see anything, including oneself. The Lord, out of His causeless mercy, first desired to see Himself and all the creation as well, and thus the sun became manifested. The power of vision for all living entities became possible, and the objects of vision were also manifested. This means that the whole phenomenal world became visible after the creation of the sun. Om Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Gopal Krishna Goswami Tinamine. Om Jnanam Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble obeisances unto His lotus feet. Krishna Swadamo Bhakate Dharma Jnana Adibi Saha Kalao Nastu Drisam Esa Puranarko Adonidita. This Bhagavad Puran is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode. Accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc., persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Bhagavad Purana. So, as we know, this chapter is entitled Bhagavatam is answer to all questions. So, in today's purport, we are seeing the desire of the Lord to be able to create vision, to be able to see. And as we know, I just did the prayers. Om Jnanam Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakya Chakshun Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. We are born in the darkness of ignorance. But we're not only born in darkness of ignorance with limited senses and imperfect senses, but we're also born in the darkest of ignorance because of agyan, because of not knowing real knowledge. So there's two kinds of vision. The vision that we are able to see and the vision that we are able to dissipate what this human form of life is about. So I will focus a lot on the vision from the perspective of Shastra. That what is it that the Bhagavatam is giving us as a solution. And that's why, we pray that we were born in the darkness of ignorance and that our spiritual master open our eyes with the torchlight of what? Knowledge. Because that is what we are lacking, knowledge. So Srimad Bhagavatam, as we know, gives the solution, as Srila Prabhupada writes in the purports, gives the solution to all problems pertaining to social, political, or religious matters. So it's very clear that the Srimad Bhagavatam is not only speaking about religious matters. It is speaking about social, political issues as well. And that the Srimad Bhagavatam and Lord Krishna are the sum total of all things. They are the sum total. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is not just speaking to us on the aspect of religious practice. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 10, we have this wonderful shloka, Prayanalpa yusa sabbaya kalau asmin yuga jnana manda sumanda mattayo manda bhagya hi upadruta manda sumanda mattayo. We are also born with another qualification. We are lazy, we are misguided, and we are unlucky. So, O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, man almost have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. Manda sumanda mattayo. So, these are our great qualifications that we are born with. I'm sarcastic, but this is the real self. This is the real agyan. This is the real knowledge. However, if you look at today's young generation, we are on TikTok, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are all social media. What are we basing all our conversations on? It's all on the bodily concept of life. It's all about you, me, my pictures, my environment. What am I doing? Because they do not know what to do. They are in lack of knowledge. So we spend a lot of time speaking on the bodily concept of life. And what happens? Bhaunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prabhatyate vasudevam sarvam iti sa mahatma sudullabha. That we are missing this sudullabha opportunity of human form of life. So in the purport to this shloka, Srila Prabhupada says that the reason we have short lives in this age of Kali is due to irregular habits. Because we are not properly even trained, because we don't have the brahmachari system, we don't have a proper schooling system, we are not even trained how to regulate our daily activities. And because of these irregular activities, our lives are also shortened in this age. Srila Prabhupada continues to mention that no peace of mind nor health of body can be achieved due to sinful acts carried in the name of religion. We just witnessed a few days ago, in the name of religion, how ISKCON and other temples practicing their faith were attacked. And in fact, today we are doing a peaceful Harinam at the promenade. So intelligence tells us how to even deal and do things properly in light of Shastra, and not use Shastra or scripture to incite violence. So that's what Srila Prabhupada is writing in the books, in his purports, that due to sinful acts which are carried in the name of religion. And I found that very appropriate, especially today, because we're doing the Harinam. The Srila Prabhupada actually is writing this in his purports, that this is how degraded this age of Kali is. To add to our qualifications, we have Navadwara, Pura Dehi. We are also born in the 9 gates. Navadwara means 9 gates. This is our other qualification. Not only do we have short lives, not only that we are lazy, not only that we are always disturbed, not only that we are misguided. These are very good qualifications we have. But in addition to these great qualifications, we are also engaged in the 9 gates, the Navadwar. The 2 ears, the 2 nostrils, the 2 eyes, the mouth, anus, and genitals. And in this Deha, we are feeling that we are the controllers and doers of everything that we see. This is the perception, this is the ignorance that we are in. The living entity is engaged in this body, Deha, and this is why in the purport it says that we are born in tamas, in the darkest of ignorance. Not only are we not able to see if there is no light, but we are also completely covered. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu starts with Jeto Tarpana Marjanam, that we need to first cleanse ourselves, cleanse the heart, the process of cleansing. So tamas guna is associated with what? In Bhagavad Gita, we are very clearly told that the tamas guna is associated with madness, indolence, and sleep. And this is what binds the conditioned soul. It doesn't say that we are not conditional. We are conditioned. So that is another qualification we are born with. We are eternally conditioned. Today I want to speak a bit about our qualifications. That what are our qualifications, or what is the baggage we bring? In English we say, what is the baggage that someone brings? So this is the baggage we have with us. But we are very proud on TikTok to speak about this baggage. We are very proud to speak on Instagram about this baggage because we don't know what this baggage is. In fact, I was listening to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada said that we in our bodies, blood is actually water which has red color in it. We actually have a transportation system in our body. This is what we are very proud of. So Srila Prabhupada writes also that when there is no illumination, knowledge is absent. So illumination, vision. We read today's purport that the Lord wanted to see everything. So He created the sun god. And we know in the Bhagavad Gita, the sun is represented as one of the eyes. The sun and the moon are the eyes of the Supreme Lord. So although one has consciousness going on, life is inactive when we are in tamas gun. Srila Prabhupada says. It is inactive. We think we are very active, but it is actually inactive. And that's why one of the signs is that we are always in that mode, wanting to sleep 10 to 12 hours. So further symptoms of tamas due to lack of knowledge results in misery leading to animal life. Because we know in the Bhagavad Gita it says that if we are in the tamas gun, we are demoted. We don't even stay on this material planet. Because it is in the Rajasvik gun that we at least get an opportunity to be on this material planet. But on tamas gun, you even go to the patal, you go even below. So you are actually degrading. So this is our civilization, the civilization of degradation. So our situation is That's why Srila Prabhupada continues to say our situation is further complicated by the modern civilization that has no knowledge of and is taking us in the opposite direction. Atato Brahm Jigyasa. So instead of Atato Brahm Jigyasa, our constitutional position of Jivere Swarupa Krishna Nitya Das, we are actually being not even knowing the concept of soul. Leave alone these higher principles of knowledge. We don't even know the concept of the soul. Now, we have a very nice story about Bilva Mangal Thakur when it comes to ordinary vision. As we know, Bilva Mangal Thakur was quite affluent. He was born in an affluent family. But due to bad association, he was very attached to a prostitute. And what he had to do on a day that it rained, to cross over the river, not only the river, to, the house was locked, he had to go on top of the roof, all the troubles he took, including that when his father was on the pyre, he was telling the priest what? Hey, hurry up. So you can see the consciousness. But then Guru comes in also of a form of a prostitute. She was called Chintamani. Chintamani means what? One who can fulfill all your desires. So what did she tell him? That if you had so much desire for Lord Krishna, what did that open? That is also knowledge. That is vision. It opened his eyes. Correct or wrong? It opened his vision. But when it opened his vision, because of this sight, he was attracted to another Mataji. And look at the Vedic culture. When the Mataji went and told her husband, the husband went to Bilva Mangal Thakur. And what did Bilva Mangal Thakur says? He says he wants to meet his wife. And the gentleman, because he's an Atithi, he invites Bilva Mangal Thakur and he tells his wife, dress well. And then Bilva Mangal Thakur, what does he do with himself? He purposely becomes blind. Because he says, what is the point of this vision which is directing me wrongly? So again, we are speaking about vision. There is the vision from within, and there's the vision that what is we are seeing and comprehending, and how that is affecting our consciousness. So I wanted to bring that out, that there is a classic example. The reason I'm also speaking about Bilva Mangal Thakur, we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to love Bilva Mangal Thakur's translation. So, what is the vision of the devotees in New Dwarka? See how blessed we are, how fortunate we are due to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Let us not forget, this is all the mercy. Again, that word mercy was used today. We know we are doing the Damodarasta month, we are doing Kartik. It's also the mercy of the Lord. So due to the mercy of a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada, today we have the vision to see the beautiful deities every day. So our eyes are anointed with the love and devotion of seeing the deities every day. Our eyes are anointed with the love and devotion of dressing the deities, decorating the deities, cooking for the deities. You see, not only that, but we are also engaged in several activities in not to perfect our vision. So our vision as devotees is being perfected in serving the deities and the temple. So Srila Prabhupada continues to say that to become transcendentally, not materially, but transcendentally situated, that one has to be equally disposed, does not attempt anything for his own sake. So when we are serving the deities, what does a pure devotee think? For him, it is not about his comfort. That is why a pure devotee is ready to go to hell. Or just like in Radharani's mood, if Radharani says another devotee can give, another gopi can give happiness to my Sham Sundar, I will go and become her maid servant. So what is the devotee's mood? The devotee's mood is that they don't see their own sake. They see the sake that the Lord is being pleased. And for the sake of the Lord, they are ready to do anything, as long as they are Shyam Sundar is happy. And we know that when the Lord is happy, Atmaram, that's why there is 64 glorifications of the word Atmaram. Automatically we are happy. So, because for a devotee, anything other than satisfying Krishna is of no consequence to them. And that's why Krishna says, Krishna Surya Sham, Maya Andakar. Jahan Krishna tha nahi, Maya Adhikar. That where there is Krishna, there is sunlight. There is no question of darkness. What is that sunlight? Is it just a vision or is it the knowledge? Krishna Surya Sam. That means he is the sun. He is illuminating. And Maya Andakar, Maya is darkness. And we were told that the epitome of darkness is this material world, because it is so dark that the Lord had to create the sun, or else you cannot see anything. Maya Andakar. Jahan Krishna, wherever there is Krishna, ta nahi Maya Adhikar. Maya cannot be present. So, real vision is the reawakening of the dormant love of Krishna consciousness, that we are Jiva Swarup, have Krishna Nityadas. So, we also know in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 6, is very, very important shloka. Savai pumsam paro dharmo, yato bhaktir adok saje. Aituki aparitahata, yayatma suprasiddhati. That the supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which man can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendental Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. So what is the supreme dharma? Is it being a nurse? I'm not pointing because, is it being a nurse? Is it being an engineer? Prabhu was an engineer. Is it being a dentist? What is the supreme dharma? Srila Prabhupada actually transcends dharma as occupation. Is loving devotional service. Is that what we are practicing here? Is that what we are practicing every day? Brahmachari? You're trying, yes? We are practicing devotional service. So why? Because Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma. This is Paro Dharma. The sages, now, when they asked this question, you remember Sutta Goswami was asked some very intelligent questions. So the sages asked Sutta Goswami to summarize the whole range of revealed scriptures and present the most essential part, so that the fallen people in this general Kali Yuga might easily take it up. So imagine this is what was answered as their first answer. Savai pumsam paro dharmo. Yato bhaktir adok saje. That bhakti is the most important thing. That's why Krishna says, Kauntya pratijane nam me bhaktya pranasyanti. He doesn't say karma, or he doesn't say yoga. He says, what? Bhakti pranasyanti. That it is through bhakti, not through jnana, not through karma. And then, Srila Prabhupada continues to say that dharma is that which sustains one's existence. It's your occupation, it's your existence. But as I mentioned earlier, Srila Prabhupada also says that a pure devotee's existence is in the happiness and the fulfillment of the desires of the Supreme Lord. Whatever makes the Supreme Lord happy, makes them happy. They have no personal desires. They have no personal motivations. Our sustenance of existence is to coordinate our activities with our eternal relation with the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. It's a flow of rivers when you read Srila Prabhupada's purpose. I remember many years ago, Archita Prabhu had actually challenged us and asked us, does everyone also accept the purpose of Shastra? Obviously, we know the translation, but the purpose. This is really awakening. Chakshusha is really awakening. Om Agyanam Timiranda is the one that really opens us. Because Srila Prabhupada has invested so much energy in translating these books. And Srila Prabhupada spent very few hours. So we could have all this. We don't even have the time to read these books. We don't even have the systematical study to see one thing. Actually, if you look at all our shlokas, even if you look at Srimad Bhagavatam, each one is able to speak about devotional service. The end result is devotional service. The crux of the matter is devotional service. Like today's shloka is speaking about vision. But you can see through vision how much you can speak about devotional service. So the end result is devotional service. So when a devotee asks me, I don't know what I'm doing. Hello, you need to read Srila Prabhupada's books. Read Srila Prabhupada's books because Srila Prabhupada is speaking to us through his books. And he's very clearly telling us that this is the prime occupation. Here is Dhruta Karma Prabhu, he's a scientist. But he's using his science, his information in devotional service. Sura Prabhu is a musician also. He's using it in that capacity. Everyone is using it in one way or the other. So, also in Srimad Bhagavatam, we have the shloka Tada Rajas Tamo Bhava Kama Lobadayas Chaye. Again, Tada Rajas Tamo Bhava. What does he say? That as soon as irrevocable love in service is established in the heart, the effects of nature's mode of passion and ignorance disappear from within. So again, if we want to get onto the mode of goodness and surpass goodness to the Vasudev, we have to take to this love in service that we are trying to engage in. And I was trying to read the Sikshastaka from Chaitanya Charitamrita, the chapter on Sikshastaka. And there was a very important translation I found, and it really caught me because he says, look at the mood of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya prays to receive the salary of ecstatic love of God. The salary is the exact translation. Am I correct, Archita Prabhu? The exact translation, I'm not a BBT person, but when I read these words, salary, this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling us that we should imbibe the mood, obviously he was in the mood of Radharani, to pray to receive the salary of ecstatic love of God. That is parodharma. That is real vision. That is what we are meant to be achieving. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Any answers? Any comments on this sublime literature we are reading from? And are we all ready to go for Harinam today? Today we have to go for Harinam because that is our peaceful mission. Any questions, any comments? Yes. Yes. Let me give you this, sorry. Let me do this. Just give me a moment. Let me give you.
Hare Krishna. How to improve the quality of your service while maintaining the right state of mind? How to improve the quality of your service, your devotional service specifically, while keeping and maintaining the right state of mind?
Read the Sikshastaka, and I will let senior devotees like Maharaj and Prabhupada disciples to elaborate on it. But my understanding is it starts with chanting. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us the mood of chanting and the qualification to get this pure love and devotion. And that starts with Trinada pi sunichena tarora pi saisnuna manina manadena kirtanya sadahari. It starts that we should chant in a very humble state of mind. So when that humbleness is created, and we can see that also, I think, in the personal example of Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was never taking credit for anything. He always said it was the mercy of his Guru. So if we imbibe that mood and our chanting is offenseless chanting, then automatically it increases, because then our love in our devotion increases, if I am answering your question. And then as the devotion increases, your quality of service increases. But it starts with the quality of rounds. I don't know if senior devotees have something else to add to it or say something in addition. But that is my limited understanding. Yes, Maharaj.
First of all, you quoted the best quote, so I can't beat that. Yes, in all activities. But there's another very wonderful verse in the Bhagavad Gita, in which it is stated, in all activities, just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness, but act through false ego, me, mine, you will, if you do that, then what will happen is that you will be lost. So if you don't want to be lost, just always remember to depend upon me. You may think you can do something right, but you may find out that you're doing it wrong. Those things happen. But if you take the position that most likely I will do it wrong because I am so full of failure, so full of falsehoods, I'm so full of weaknesses, but Krishna will surprise you. He will, when you have that humble attitude, he will enter into your consciousness and make sure you do it right and surprise you. So therefore, that will increase or intensify our humility. That's all.
Thank you, Maharaj. Any other point, any other suggestion? Naikatma Prabhu, anything? Srimad Bhagavatam class ki jai. All goes to Srila Prabhupada.